With this particular minivan, it really provides the opportunity to be able to drive a vehicle that's fuel efficient, that gets around easy in the city, and it's going to serve your particular clientele much easier. So let me show you how it works. It works very simply. Most of these vehicles are going to have an electronic lift gate. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to press the button to open the rear lift gate. And with a slight pull, and I basically like to refer to the same effort as opening a refrigerator door. It pivots down on a piano hinge, and you have a very, very low angle of ingress going into the vehicle. The other benefit that we do that's very different from other manufacturers is if you notice the hump that's over the rear trailing arms is very minimal. So when an individual in a wheelchair is coming into the back of the vehicle, they're not going to be situated like they're in a lazy boy recliner. It's going to be very easy, and it's going to provide a very comfortable ride for the person in the wheelchair. So the bifold ramp that we manufacture has an 800-pound weight capacity, so you don't have to worry about a heavy person or a heavy wheelchair going in and out of the vehicle. You're also going to notice that we have these slots that are cut into the ramp, and what that is for is a little bit of weight reduction, but it also allows the debris that a wheelchair may pick up so that doesn't carry into the interior of the vehicle. The ramp is just as easy to raise as it is lowering down, and then I like to say it's like lifting a gallon of milk off the kitchen floor. And it gets to a certain point where the ramp actually assists you with closing the ramp. It's very simple. So right up here we have these dampeners that press against the ramp when the lift gate is closed, and what that does is it stops ramp chatter. So it makes the ramp very, very quiet. In the event of a rear-end collision and/or if you were to lose power to the vehicle and the lift gate was to become inoperable, one of the features that we have added is a rear release pull cable, which is really designed for first responders so that the individual in a wheelchair is never going to be trapped inside the vehicle. To install a ramp like this or to do a modification, there's a lot of work that goes into this, not only from a design aspect, but to the equipment that's needed to build these. The entire rear section of the vehicle is actually cut out and removed, and then we weld in a prefabricated pan that we actually build in-house. We don't outsource anything, none of that cheap Chinese steel. Everything here is made in-house with the best material possible in the industry. And we take extra care with attention to detail. You know, our competitors, they don't do things like this. I mean, we have a really nice clean cover plate that's going to disguise the bottom end of the ramp, and we do this really, really nice bumper end caps that's going to disguise essentially the cut that we have to make into the rear bumper. So even after the manufacturing process where we have removed things out of the vehicle to install the channel where the wheelchair is actually situated, is we have made sure that all the pieces and parts in the rear suspension of the vehicle remained just as they did when this vehicle rolled off the assembly line. What makes this so nice is that the ride is comfortable. It's not bouncy, or some of my customers have actually said, you know, it doesn't ride like a buckboard, because safety and comfort is our #1 priority when we build a wheelchair accessible vehicle. Typically, all new wheelchair accessible vehicles after conversion will come with a set of standard clasp over style wheelchair securement straps, but I wanted to demonstrate an upgraded and optional wheelchair securement strap that's going to make that process much easier. The benefit of these particular tie downs is that it doesn't require any type of pulling or adjustment. You simply hit the red lever or press the red lever and it releases the tension off the straps and then clicks just like a seatbelt. We've made sure to pay close attention to the actual dimensions of the vehicle. This is a 56-inch door height opening, which will not only accommodate to a taller end user, but it meets the requirements of ADA compliance. The usable inside width of the ramp is 30 inches. And what I believe makes this one of the most roomy wheelchair accessible vehicles in regard to a rear entry is at 70 inches in depth, where the majority of our competitors come back to around 59. One of the biggest complaints that we hear about in the industry from customers is how most wheelchair accessible vehicles are raised excessively in the rear and sometimes in the front. What the Pacifica or Voyager provides is a real streamlined look. So the vehicle, once we're done with it, it doesn't even look as though that it was modified.